Welcome, welcome, welcome. So glad you're here tonight. Give me a wave in the chat so I know you've made it in, or type hi so I know that where you're coming from. And we might wait a few more minutes for people to join and we'll get going. So, welcome. I'm Jules Wheeler. I'm a certified personal coach, transformational coach, and I'm an NTT therapist based in Ocean Grove, Victoria, Australia. I've been a teacher for 30 years and I've now transitioned into full-time coaching. And tonight we're going to do something really powerful together. In the next 60 minutes, I'm going to help you find the one belief that has been quietly running your life, and we're going to break it for good. So let's get comfortable. I want you to get a pen, a piece of paper, or a journal, something that you can write down, grab a drink, because tonight is going to be a working session. So we're not just talking about this stuff, we're actually going to do it. Okay, so I'll just tell you a bit about me. Before we dive in, I've been a teacher, as I mentioned already. I've loved it. I'm slowly burnt out, and underneath that burning out, there was a story which I wasn't even realizing that I was creating. Every time I've done anything really, when I've done some pivoting or changes in my life, there's always been a story underneath, which potentially holds me back or makes me feel that scared to make the steps that I'm wanting to do with moving forward. And so um, I've learned to recognize what those stories are. And particularly in the last couple of years doing coaching, I've realized and learned a lot about really my self-talk, and in that learning myself, I've also been supporting other people in their journey to make the changes that they need. So I've pivoted and made lots of changes in my life. I've emigrated twice. I've been through a divorce. I've done a lot of things that, other women have done. I had a baby late at 43, a second one. And all these stories, every single time there was something there running underneath. And these stories get in our way and we don't know why. And I want to go through now, uh, for you to think, why are you here? What has been your, what's been going on for you? So you might be here because you keep getting in your own way and you don't know why. It might be that self-doubt is louder than your ambition. It could be that you look around and feel like everybody else has got it figured out except you. The grass is always greener. And are you exhausted from showing up for everyone else but yourself? You're the last one in your family, your work, and you're finding it hard to prioritize, put boundaries in place. And deep down, you know you're capable of more, but something keeps stopping you from making the changes that you want to make. And if you're thinking yes, feel free to type that in the chat. And that's exactly why we're here tonight. That feeling, that's not a big problem. It's not a you problem. It could be a big problem. It's not a you problem. This is a story problem. And that stories can be changed. So what are we going to do in this workshop? So here's what we're going to go through in the next, 40 minutes. It's going to be 5 steps. Step 1, we're going to find it. We're going to look at what is running underneath the surface, what's quietly been running on your life. Now, we have lots of different beliefs, but the one that comes up strongest tonight is the one that we're going to look at. What we're going to do is we're going to name it. We're going to distill it to its core. We're going to strip it of its power. And because we do name it, it does help strip out its power. And we've got some self-awareness. Step 3, we're going to trace it. We're going to discover where it came from. And this can be quite insightful. It can be a bit triggering, but it will help you clarify why it's not yours to keep. This is something that's come from and learnt from somewhere else other than you. And you've just been reaffirming it and looking and reaffirming that story. And that can change. And then we're going to break it. We're going to replace it with a belief that is true, powerful, and it's your belief. And And then we're going to anchor that new powerful belief. So I'll give you some daily mantras to do, daily exercise practice, which won't take long, for you to continually make sure that that belief sticks. Okay, so get yourself your pen because we're going to start right now. So we're going to start off with finding it. I want you to write down the answer to these 4 questions. They're up there on the screen. I don't want you to overthink it. Don't edit yourself. Write the very first thing that comes to mind. So question 1, when I think about going after what I really want, the thought that stops me is. Question 2, I've always believed that women like me. Question 3, if I'm honest, I think I'm not quite worthy of. Question 4, the story I keep telling myself when things get hard is. Now, I want you to, you've got the questions still up there on the screen. I want you to make sure that you take a few minutes, write them down, be honest, be brave. Nobody's going to see this except you. Okay, so how was that? And I want you to type one word in the chat that describes how you're feeling right now, even if it feels uncomfortable, so we all can all see that we're all similar. Okay, right, next one. We're going to name it. So let's have a look at what you wrote. Can you find the pattern? So most limiting beliefs, and I mean most, fall into one of these 3 families. I'm not enough, it's too late, I don't deserve it. And so we're going to figure out which one yours comes under. The first is I'm not enough, I'm not smart enough, I'm not talented enough, I'm not experienced enough, I'm not old enough, I'm not worthy enough. Anything with an enough vibe. And not enough. The second one, it's too late. I've missed my window. Too much time has passed. My moment has gone. Too old. I should have done it when I was younger, etc., etc. And I haven't got the energy for it now. Any excuses for why it's too late? And the third is I don't deserve it. People like me don't get to want this. Now, I want you to think which one feels closest to you. You might have a blend, and that's quite normal. And I want you to take a moment and write down in one sentence, my number 1 limiting belief is, and here's what I want you to know. Naming it takes away its power to operate in the shadows. And once you can see it, really see it, it loses its grip on you. And something will come up, whatever's coming up. We may have many things that are coming up, but we're going to focus on just one. So next we're going to move into trace it. We're now going to trace it. So step 3, now that you've named it, let's find out where it came from. Because here's the thing, this belief wasn't born in you. You learnt it somewhere or something taught it to you. And understanding that completely changes your relationship with it. So these are 4 questions. And this will help you try and clarify where did that belief come from. So take your time. So question 1, when did I first start believing this about myself? So it could be, if you I'm not good enough, it could have been that you were told you weren't smart or you weren't fast or you weren't something as a kid in some way that made the not good enough, that sense of worthiness not there. Question 2, who or what taught me this belief? Was it a person? Could it have been an experience? You had friends at school not being very nice, or you know, it could have been a relationship or something like that. Anyway, was it a person, an experience, a message you received over and over? Is there something that's coming up and you're constantly seeing it happen all the time? Question 3, what did believing this protect you from at the time? Sometimes, and most of the time, our beliefs actually do serve a purpose. They may once have served a purpose, but they do. Any negative belief is not serving your purpose anymore. It's going to be causing you to be unwell, sick. It's not going to help you. We know we need to release negative beliefs, but it may have protected you at a time where you needed to take some time out. You know, it could be it's protected you from moving forward, but really, you need to be moving forward. And there's reasons why sitting behind this belief has stopped you from stepping out in some way. What did it protect you from? And question 4, is there actual evidence this belief is true, or is it just a story that's been inherited? So be real. Is it really true? Let's be realistic. Okay. Hopefully through that, you've been able to trace it. This is deep work, and I'm really proud of you for going there. Okay. Oh, now we're going to break it. So this is a turning point of the whole workshop. So hopefully your energy should lift here and you're going to be feeling excited. So this is my favorite one. So now we're going to break it. Now we replace that old story with something true, powerful and completely yours. And here's what I want you to know. Your new belief doesn't have to feel quite true yet. It just has to be truer than the old one. And I'm going to give you some strategies in order to help you really feel that. We need to believe in order for things to happen. We need to have it as a belief, but it doesn't have to be totally resonating right this second. Okay. So let's write it in the present tense. We need to own it. And these 3 questions could help you come up with that. So what would I believe about myself if this old story had never existed? What do the people who love me the most believe is true about me? And question 3, what has a belief cost me? And what would I gain by releasing this belief? And now this is a big one. Write your new belief. And I want you to start with I am. And we want to make it powerful. We want to make it yours. And I want you to write it like you mean it, even if part of you doesn't quite believe it yet. So often when we reframe our beliefs, it was like, you know, I'm not good enough. It's I am good enough. But you know, it could be I'm a motherfucker, you know, or, you know, I'm the queen. It could be I'm amazing, you know, at something or other. It could be whatever you're thinking in terms of what we can reframe it as the opposite of what your belief is, but we could add some really powerful words in there, so that you can feel powerful around it, you know, whichever comes up to you. So I want you to be playful with it. I want you to enjoy reframing it. I want you to read it back to yourself. How does that make you feel? Because it's got to make you feel good. It's got to make you feel, um, you know, stronger. Are you able to step into that sentence that you've written? Now, I'm not sure if you feeling like something's shifting here. If this is hitting something deep for you, if you're realizing you don't want to keep doing this alone, if you're ready to actually change this pattern, you can type support in the chat or just message me. You don't have to figure this out by yourself. I have a free strategy call I'll talk to you about at the end, but don't be feeling you're alone. So what we're going to do now, so we've reframed the belief, and now what we're going to do is we're going to anchor it. So we've got our new frame. We've got our new sentence, and this is one practice. I'm going to come up with a couple of other things. What I want you to do is, so when we have new beliefs, your brain will default back to the old one unless you practice it. So it's not about that being a weakness. This is just neuroscience. So I want you to do this simple 60-second daily practice to make your new belief stick. So in the morning, before you pick up your phone, I want you to read your new belief out loud. It could be that you've got it you know, on your bedside table. It could be that you have it in the bathroom. So when you go to the toilet, it's on, you know, post it in your mirror. And I want you to say it like you mean it. Stand strong. Even if you don't yet, especially if you don't yet, you really need to be saying it all the time. Now, one of the ways that I say beliefs as well, one of the things I often say is, I wonder why. So say my new belief is, I am worthy of the life I want. I'm worthy of the life of living the life I want to live. Um, I wonder why I'm feeling more worthy of the life that I'm wanting to live. If you ask that question, your brain will answer that. You don't have to answer it yourself. Your brain will start finding ways to answer it. And and in that, that also helps with that change. Because you'll be thinking, yeah, oh, I am feeling more worthy because I'm putting this in place, and I'm doing actions that show me that I'm worthy. So yes, I am believing this because I'm showing myself in my actions that I'm believing this belief. So you can ask, why am I this new belief? But I want you to say, I am at the beginning as well. Okay, so you're doing that in the morning. And then I want you to, in the evening, I want you to actually have a think. So in the morning, you've said it like you mean it. In the evening, you're going to ask yourself, where did I act from my old belief today? And where did I act from my new one? I don't want you to have any judgment. I just want you to just notice. And some of us, and when you're triggered, when you feel like the old belief has kicked in, pause, take one breath, say your new belief once, then decide from there. That's it. 60 seconds every day. This is how you shift. Your shift becomes permanent. So if if you have a pattern of you're thinking, but how do I stop myself judging myself? Sit with what you're thinking. If you are questioning, why am I still, my old belief still kicking in, and I haven't made the new belief. Oh, just look at what pattern you've got there. What are you saying to yourself? What is this pattern that you're putting yourself down about? Is this something you've been doing? I want you to just recognize what's going on. It's not about having to change anything. Just listen to yourself. See what you're doing to yourself. Are you your own worst enemy? What's going on there? I just want you to sit with it. You're just reflecting at the moment. You're just noticing where you're standing. You're not judging yourself. How have you done in that day? And when you are feeling triggered, I just want you to take a breath and then decide from there that you are in you are believing your new belief. So when we do our 15 minutes day, we can do a confidence ritual. So this is just a bit of a bonus little tool. So this can help for those moments when you feel like you do need some grounding. So if you have your feet on the floor and you inhale 4 seconds, hold for 4, exhale for 6, and repeat 3 times. This regulates your nervous system before the day even begins. And then then you go into your power pose, you stand up, your superhero pose, your superhero stance, and you say it out loud. And this could be your new belief, but I am capable. I trust myself. I've got this. And in your mirror, you're going to look in your mirror. Yes. Look at yourself and say, and I want you to say, look at yourself and say, I back myself fully. I deserve to take up space. My voice matters. I've done the hard things before. You can do it. Okay, you come up with whatever you're thinking. You know, you can add your own, make up your own. And then step 4, you're visualizing that person. I want you to visualize what does she look like? How does she stand? How does she breathe? What's she wearing? How is she talking? How is she carrying herself? And I want you to step into that person. So just see who she is, this person that you're really wanting to, the, you that you want to step into. And then after this is just, in the mirror in the morning, I want you to then think about what brave act you could potentially do, one small thing, in the day that's going to help you consolidate that fit that new belief that you have. So it might be that you're going to speak up in a meeting, you're going to set a boundary, you're going to send an email, you're going to wear that bright red outfit, or one thing that's going to make you feel that you're using and consolidating and doing the actions to show you that you have put your new belief in place. So I hope that's been helpful for you guys today. And so just want to give you just a little bit of info about the next step. So I want to share with you, this is Andy. Andy came to me feeling very flat about many areas of her life, very overwhelmed about decisions she needed to make. We worked together on exactly what we've done tonight, releasing old patterns, shifting negative thinking, setting realistic goals. And this is what she's written. And then I've got Dawn. She totally had lost her mojo. She came to me. She was fixating on being too old for success at work, in life, and in relationships. And she honestly felt that the journey changed her life. So from tonight, if you're feeling that you'd like a bit of support, I am offering, and I've only got a few steps, a few each week, where I give a few each week, which I'm absolutely happy to do. So these are strategy calls where I will help you clarify where you're at. So in that session itself, just having that session with me is beneficial. So tonight you've had an insight, you've named something that's real and that's mattered. But the truth is that sometimes, excuse me, awareness alone doesn't change a pattern. Jesus. I'll go back to that. Okay. So what we did tonight creates awareness, but real transformation happens sometimes for some of us with support, and that's okay. So if you're looking at support and you're thinking, I don't want to go back to how I was before you were feeling before the session, or there's been things there that you felt have been an insight, you can book in for a free 45-minute strategy call. And to be honest, sometimes it goes on for about an hour and a half. Because we're really getting to the nitty gritty. And if you do want to book in for that, I'll send you a description of what you will go through in that session. And it really gives you the opportunity to put some clarity around what you're wanting, where you're wanting to go in life, and what's what's been what's happening in each of those areas. So if you want to book in your strategy call, you can book in. The link will be below, and so it's really up to you. It's up to you. You can go on my website, Just Winning with Jules, book in that way, make some time. But if you just want to put something in the chat, I'll do it for you now. So just remember, you are not your story. The belief you identified tonight, it was never the truth about you. It was a story you inherited or learned or built to survive. And it served you then, but it doesn't have to define who you are now. And you came here tonight for a reason. Something in you is ready. So don't let this just be a nice evening. Decide what happens next, because your next chapter doesn't start someday, it starts when you choose it. So if you want to book in for the strategy call, I would love to talk to you. And there's no pressure for further work. I'll let you know what else you can do with me if you feel like you're needing some support, because that's what my job is, to really support people to make some shifts. So feel free to get in touch. And thank you ever so much for joining me tonight.